Hello everybody, it's Dio here from Firm But Fair Gaming, bringing you another Manor Lords video. Today we're going to be covering what in my opinion are 5 essential tips for new players. So with further ado, let's just jump into it. The first one is vegetables. Eat your veggies, listen to your parents. So the reason why vegetables are so important is because we can grow lots and lots of them, and it's only 15 regional wealth in order to plant them. So at the very start, when you first start your village, it is an easy source of food. The very first year, they won't harvest because it takes a long time for them to actually grow. But for when you get out of the first winter into year 2, you are going to be off and running. So just for example of what you want to do, as you can see here, I had some abnormally large plots. You don't want to do that off the start. At the very start, you just want to build a an area that is zero point 0.7 morgans. So I'm just going to show you here by building a farm, just to show you what I mean. So we want something that is maybe about this in size. So as you can see, that's about 0.7 morgan. And if we were to build a house in that area, so let's just plop a house down roughly in the same area, what you would want to do is then just diminish it until 1. So you'd have the one Berger home plus the other, and then you would just build it, and then this area back here you would turn into you turn it into your vegetable crop. And we'll get rid of that, which now moving on to number 2. So number 2 is we are going to be on our trading. So when we go to our trading post, of course, we want to be able to trade lots of things. And before we get to that, though, by upgrading our city along the way, we're first going to spend our 2 development points into trade logistics and then into better deals. So this is going to allow us to establish new trading routes for less cost, and also by reduces the importing of said goods. So if we need to buy stuff, which is what will be handy when we want to transition into our tier 3 homes. So off the start though, what this is going to allow us to do to generate some regional wealth is we're going to be able to sell our excess planks for some regional wealth, and which will then in turn we will be able to use to buy and import our barley in order to make our ale, to turn on our tavern, which will enable us to upgrade our homes into tier 3 Berger pots. Additionally, in this tier with our third development point, we will be picking up the sheep breeding, so sheep grazing on the pastures slowly multiply. As you can see, we have a boatload of sheep in different areas, and what this is going to allow us to do is to utilize the sheep farm to get some wool, and additionally, we can also start selling some wool in order to pick up some additional regional wealth, and also we can use that to create shoes and other clothing for the upgrade as well as with the tannery and whatnot, and it'll really help us build our regional wealth. I only have 700 right now, but I've had as much as 3,000 at different points in this one playthrough that I'm working on. The next point that I want to cover is lumber. Lumber is the lifeblood of our industry or logging camp. So timber, of course, we can only have up to 28 in storage. This doesn't get transferred over to the storehouse, so it is all stored in just the logging camp. So we want to have multiple logging camps built. So I have one built here, I have another one right about there. But we ideally sometimes want to, if you get really up and going with your economy, you may even want just 3 or 4 of them built all in one square, and then just cycle a couple people through them, and once they fill it all up, you can cycle into the next one, and they'll keep storing into the next logging camps, so then you don't get bottlenecked. The next point that I would like to cover that I feel is really like a really over like a lot of people miss this is to use Oxen. So, and that works along with the logging camp. I will assign one of the ox to it to help make it more efficient, and then leave the second one available for the building. I try to maintain early on about one of these of the stables, sorry, the hitch, one of the hitching posts per about 15 houses that I have. and then I will upgrade it in even before my first year is over. I will upgrade this in the early months to get the stable, to get the second ox, so I can assign one to the logging camp and one for building right off the get-go. Then shortly after year one, I'll build a second one and bring in the second ox and upgrade it. So this is, I feel a lot of players miss this, and it is very helpful. Assign people to help just make the logistics run that much smoother, as well as the building. So I think I have a few of these scattered throughout my empire here. So I got one there. I think I have another one like over here somewhere. I had one over there. Oh, there it is right there. Blending in. So I have multiple stables all over the place here. So I have, as you can see here, if I go to my livestock, I have 11 oxen, 9 in use. I got 10 horses, or 9 unassigned. So I'm trying to make the best use of them as I can. And then my last point that I want to go over here is I like to have my retinue just out and about. So I level these up fairly early. So I build my manor in year one, get my retinue out, go take out a camp and get the gold. And then usually there's two bandit camps in year one, so I'll kill the two of them. And then I will put the money into my retinue for about 12 or so of them I'll get, which is more than enough to handle the early stage bandit camps where there's only 18 enemies in them. I might lose one or two of the retinue, but it means that I won't have to pay mercenary fees on a monthly basis, and they can kind of just always stay out and about as they don't actually do any work anyways. And then I'll slowly build it up to the 24, as well as upgrade them to their maximum upgraded armor, and they just become a great wrecking force early on, and just a nice little deterrence that we can always have just out and about. And I love to use them just to swing out and destroy the bandit camps as soon as they appear, to grab that influence and gold before the AI comes out with their army to try to take it over. So those are my 5 essential tips that I think are great to share with new players. I hope you enjoy these tips. If you have any tips that you think are vital and should be shared, please drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. As always, I appreciate like, shares, and subscribe, so please click that button. And until next time, I hope you are enjoying Manor Lords, and we will see you in the next video.